Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I am working with some photos from my Seattle trip, and you can see I've got a little bit of a different layout happening here. I have a standard 3x8 with 2 pockets on the right. On the left I am doing a 3x4 insert, so that means these 2 items will go back to back. This is what's on the other side. And then I will put in a little attacher between them, and it'll sit in, well actually it'll be on this side, but you get the idea. It'll sit in the album like this, so this part can be flipped over. So that's why I have these 2 together. So you'll see this on top, and then this matches. It's got the red, the green, all of that, so it goes together. But I want to put something on here, but I can't attach everything until I do that, in case I need to put a staple through there. I don't want to just glue that to the back of this and then I'm stuck. So I have that. For this side, obviously I need a pocket card of some type here. And then here, I need a photo flip because I've got 3 photos showing these beautiful, beautiful flowers that they had at Pike Place Market. I definitely want to show those off a bit. So I just have to figure out what kind of card do I want up there, because I don't have anything picked out yet. I took out some of my travel pocket cards, and in the greens I found this one, and I really like this option because it leaves me room for journaling. I like what it says, and then up here I can also cross off or check the box on some of those. So it says observations, discoveries, trip musings, and then I could do something here, like I could put the date in one of these, I could stamp in there. I don't know, it leaves me options, but I really like this one, so I'm not even going to entertain any other ones really. I'm going to use that one. So that solves that pocket. Then I just have to kind of get my flip going here because I need that for these. I will need some phrases, embellishments of some kind for these as well, and then something down here for this one. All right, before I finish putting this all together, as you can see, I have white on the outside, I have this on the inside. I'm just using a scrap piece of paper. I much prefer to do that. It doesn't waste paper then. I'm not cutting into a new sheet if I don't need it. That's all good stuff. So before I put this one down here, I want a yellow phrase of some type for it. So I don't want to glue this down until I have that on there again, in case I want to staple on this as well. So I do have my yellow phrases out here. So I'm going to look through a bunch of these and see if there's anything in there that works with the feel of these photos. I did find this phrase, and it just says perfect. And I love that because they were perfect. These were just so beautiful. And really every time I've been to Pike Place, the flower options are gorgeous. So really I shouldn't be surprised. But I'm thinking maybe I can just put this down here and it covers up just a little bit of that floor that's showing, because it won't hurt anything. And actually I'll move it over a little bit. I mean, I don't mind having a little bit extra room. That's a little too much. I'll snip that off. I'll move this over, and then I'll clip off what I don't need. All right, so as you can see, I cut off quite a bit at the end on the right-hand side because I just didn't really need it. It was just dead space. And I have adhesive on here, and now I'm going to get this lined up where I want it. I think about there. That gives me enough room where you can still read what it says, and I can put in a staple, but let's cut off that piece. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so grab my stapler here, and I'm just going to put in a little one right there. And yeah, I think that's good. I don't really need anything else on this one, so now I can attach it to the flip. All right, so I have those 2 put together. I haven't attached this yet. I do want to find the little tab I'm going to use, and sometimes I put it on this side, but because this is facing the inside of the album, given it's the right hand side of the page, I think I'm actually going to put it over here, and that works out nicely because again I have just some blank floor stuff there. Who cares? Who cares if the eye gets moved over a little bit to the tab instead of that? I'm actually very okay with that. And I'm thinking I might do a pale yellow as well, because I've got this here plus kind of this light tan off-white color. I think a very light yellow would look nice there. I found this very, very pale yellow tab here. It does have like a grid pattern in it, but it's extremely light, and I don't think most people will notice it. And when it's just about, you know, like that much peeking out, I think that's totally fine. So I am going to do that, but since I only need part of it, this is what I generally do. I only clip off what I think I'll need, you know, just enough to hold it on there, and then this part I can use for something else. For this photo over here that's going on the other side, I have this all in here, by the way, so that's awesome, that's done. But for this one over here, it's actually going to sit in the album like this. It'll be a little bit closer to the top. So I thought maybe I could do something in yellow for this because a little bit is showing here and then it'll draw the eye up. And I think I'm going to use this. It just says real life right now, but it fills up this space nicely. I can put some staples in there to liven it up a little bit, and then that's probably all I have to do with that one. And then I can actually get this whole thing put together too. I can glue the attacher in between, and then it's ready to go in the album. Okay, I have that attached. Now I'm going to put in my staples. I'm going to do it right at the inner point there. There we go. Get that one. Ta-da! There we go. So we have that in there. Now this can be put back to back, attached, and be ready for the album. Then I just have to figure out what am I doing up here in this upper right-hand corner. I thought it might be helpful to show how you actually do this, just in case you've never done it. So this comes with adhesive on it, and this particular one is from Citrus Twist. Now when you order them, I'll show you this. This is what they actually look like. This is how they come wrapped. There are only 3 holes in there. You'll notice I have 4. That's because where I want this to go in the album, I have to strategically place it, and I needed one more hole in a slightly different place to get it to line up. So I just made my own. I have a crocodile tool. Here it is. So I just made my extra hole that I need there, and then that will make it fit in the album the way that I want it. Okay, so I have the attacher on there where I need it to be. So I've done that part. You can see it's actually a little bit longer. So this is a 3x4, this is a little bit longer than 4 inches. I will trim that off when it's all done, but I generally don't do it until the whole thing is put together. So I just need to adhere this on top, which is kind of the easy part of all this. Make sure I got this going the right direction, yeah. And then I'm just going to line this up, put that on top. Let me center that a little better for you. There we go. Just get it as close as possible. It's not always perfect, and I'm actually totally okay with that. But you can see, there it is. You can see that this is not totally aligned. So I probably miscut this, or was a little off when I printed it or whatever. So I'm actually going to cut that off. When I trim this part, I might as well do all of it. So I'll go through the plastic first. There we go. And then I'll just trim along the bottom edge because that's not going to hurt my photo any. On the other side, I get a little bit closer. You know what? Now that I'm done with the plastic, let me get a better scissors. There we go. Okay. So there's this side and that side. That came out pretty well. Now over time, I will say it will probably continue to get a dent there from that staple. I'm okay with that. If that bothers you for any reason, you can put like an extra little something behind there to maybe keep that from happening. But I know that really I'm probably the only one who's going to look at this album. Maybe my daughter will once in a while, and that's it. So I'm totally fine with that. I have some stamps out here I'm going to use. I wanted to put shopping in one of those because we were shopping at Pike Place. We actually did buy a few things and took them back to our Airbnb. But the one that I have is too long. It was just a hair too big. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll come up with something else. So I think what I'm going to do is I have these 2 sets here, and on this one I'm going to use the documented, and it barely fits. It's literally end to end there, but it's a clear stamp, so I should be able to do it just fine. And then I'm going to use here. So it'll say here, documented. I have lined up my stamps on the block so that when I stamp them, they are already aligned to fit in the spaces where I want them. So all I have to do is ink and stamp. Make sure I've got good coverage there. It looks like it. then stamp. Yay! And it came out perfectly. I did check off the box that says Discoveries. I felt like that was a good one. I've been to Park Place Market twice before when I was in Seattle, but there's always something different to find. It's always fun. So I have that done. That's going to go in the pocket there. And this is what the final layout will look like. And I'm really happy with the way that turned out. I was a little worried about how busy all these colors were and the patterns, but I think they look good together. So here's another one done for Seattle. Thanks for watching.